is the destination for everything happening in hockey.
For the London Knights, this is the surprise. Anthony Stolarz is on the bench tonight, a second-round pick of the Philadelphia Flyers. Jake Patterson, draft eligible. The 18-year-old from Sault Ste. Marie has had one appearance in this postseason. Back on April 8th, his last start was the last game of the regular season on March 17th. And now it's up to Jake Patterson to backstop the London Knights to a victory in a must-win situation and keep their hopes alive of making it back-to-back OHL championships. Top line is out there for the Barrie Colts. Mark Scheifele's number 19, along with number 15, Anthony Camara, and number 28, Jack Hall. Tyler Barrie moves it back to the line. Scott Harrington, he'll be charged with the task of watching Scheifele. So will Tyler Barrie, number 21 for London.
Barrie will be like the old Esa Tikkanen style player. He'll be out there being the shadow and trying to get into Scheifele's kitchen.
Seth Griffith puts it in front to Olimata. And knocked away to the line, not out though. Scott Harrington, the captain of the Knights, keeps it in. Down low to Griffith. Now Scheifele's stolen it, makes one move. There's a little glimpse of what Scheifele can do. Takes it out of trouble, but that pass knocked away. Bo Horvat has some speed coming in over the line. The shot goes off a stick and out of play. The keys to the game tonight brought to you by Irwin Tools. The makers of Ice Grip Groove Lock Pliers invite you to celebrate National Tradesman Day on September 20th.
Well, speaking of those pliers, Barrie Colts have a death grip. They have to treat this like it's Game 7. You do not want to extend this series. And if you're the London Knights, it starts with one, as in win one game, win one shift. And once you got that one win out of the way, you can worry about extending the series and then eventually winning the series.
Some hard work down low by the Knights early on. Brett Walichka, a couple of goals in this series. His only 2 goals in the postseason. He's number 27. Heads to the corner and gets the puck. Slides it to Chris Tierney. Put in front. The Barrie Colts just knock it to the boards out of harm's way. Nikita Zadorov. His pass knocked back in by Aaron Ekblad. Bouncing puck. Stephen Byers. He can't get around big 6'5" defenseman Nikita Zadorov.
Zadorov looks like a guy who is going to be a first-round pick in the upcoming National Hockey League draft. We watched his game all year, RJ. It has grown by leaps and bounds, and as he becomes more mobile, he's going to be a real force to be reckoned with.
Andreas Athanasiou looks smooth heading into the Knight zone. He's a former Knight and has had a great series, a point in all 4 games so far. He's off on a change. Olimata, first-round pick of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Defenseman leader for the Knights in points in both the regular season and postseason. Ryan Rupert tracks it down, moves it behind the net. Max Domi comes flying in to retrieve the puck. Domi lofts it down low. Rupert knocks it in front, and Matthias Niederberger gathers it in and holds on.
Well, key part to the Barrie offense when it comes to secondary scoring is Andreas Athanasiou, who was a former London Knight, but last year didn't really appreciate his playing time, and they felt there was an opportunity that they could move him. They moved him to the Barrie Colts, and boy, has he come back to start to haunt his former club. You mentioned it, RJ, a goal in each of the first 3 games of the series, a point per game with at least 1 point in every game of the series. A 4th-round pick by Detroit. And this guy's got skill and speed to burn, of course, the Detroit Red Wings. Another steal in the fourth.
Max Domi. He's draft eligible, sitting at 19th among the final rankings. Had a terrific playoff, second in playoff scoring behind only Mark Scheifele. Domi's number 16 for the Knights, has the puck now. He's had a quiet series, though, just 2 assists. They want to see him get going a little bit.
I think he was waiting for us to show up because the last time we were here in that game against Plymouth, he was in on all 5 London goals, and with about 10 future National Hockey Leaguers and probably 6 first-rounders in that game, he was the best by a country mile.
That was one of those dream games. First touch for Jake Patterson. Been a tidy defensive display so far for the London Knights. Haven't allowed Barrie much offensively. Still early in to Game 5 of this OHL championship. The Barrie Colts leading 3 games to 1. They've been outshot in every single game. Puck stolen behind the net. A quick shot from Remy Alley, and there's Matthias Niederberger. One of the reasons they've been outshot but still able to win games is Niederberger.
Well, it's always a tough proposition when you have an import player and you have an overager and they're taking up the same spot. But for Niederberger, he has paid dividends by leaps and bounds for Jason Ford, the general manager of the Barrie Colts. And here he is, not the toughest stop he's had to make in the series, but again, a nice early touch here, the first shot on goal in this game.
Bo Horvat and Mark Scheifele, they'll see a lot of each other in the face-off circle. Win for Horvat. Ole Mata tried to saucer it ahead, and Scheifele picks that off and hits the other way with speed. He's got Anthony Camara on his left side. Tried to deke around Mata. Mata stopped him.
Well, you know, John Shannon talked about it right off the top of the broadcast that Mata and Harrington will likely be paired against him. And then you threw in Tyler Ferry, who no doubt up front will be there to match what Scheifele has done. And Ferry's got good speed. He's got good defensive awareness. So Dale Hunter feels that by putting him out there with the last change, he should be able to at least mitigate some of what Scheifele's been able to do.
Another face-off win for the Knights. Scott Harrington sets up behind his goal. He's watched by Anthony Camara. Griffin just touches it into the zone. Horvat chases after it. He's a top-ranked prospect in the final rankings in this game. Sitting at 15th in the final rankings. Lead pass to Camara. Just missed him. Won't be icing. Camara takes over in the offensive zone. Gets it back to Zach Hall. Hall tried the return feed, and Scott Harrington was able to intercept.
That's a trademark of this Barrie game. They don't mind cheating once in a while and stretching the ice. A perfect example of it right there that led to a chance.
Camara leaves it. He'll let Zach Hall come up with it. Move back to Laser over to Aaron Ekblad. Ekblad lofts it on goal, and there's the first shot for Jake Patterson. Let's head to the studio. Jeff has an update.
Halifax and Bay Como. Mooseheads on the series 3-1, up 2-0 in the game. Nathan McKinnon steals the puck. Now he'll hit the post here, but there for the rebound, Jonathan Drouin. How many times have you seen that battery before? In the second, Mooseheads lead 3-0. Going crazy at the Metro Center, RJ.
RJ, first touch of the game for Patterson, and you really astutely noted that in the warm-up, you saw a lot of the London players going into the pads, going into the chest to get him a feel, to get him some touches. I mean, your first start in 54 days, you're a draft-eligible guy. That's a lot of pressure to be put on one kid in an elimination game.
There's a save by Patterson, goes up in the air. The Knights converge in front of their goaltender. Nikita Zadorov. Russian import, slides it ahead to Domi. Pass to Broadhurst. Broadhurst, number 18, working in the corner. He's property of the Chicago Blackhawks. Moves it to Domi. Domi tried to slide it in front, hit his skate. Bradford slides it to Brendan Lemieux, the son of Claude Lemieux. A low shot. That didn't miss the far side by much.
He's got a game winner in the series, and he plays a lot like his dad did. He's a pain in the rear end to play against.
Max Domi can be a little bit like his father, too. Get under the skin of the opponents. A little more offensive flair, though. Tried to create something on that rush.
Well, Ty was quite the junior with the Peterbilt piece. Not only was he able to scrap, he put up good points as well.
Very true. Made it to a MasterCard Memorial Cup with the Peaks, which just so happened to be played in Saskatoon. Max would like to follow in his father's footsteps in that regard as well.
A better result than Pops.
Yes, Peterborough wasn't very good. That was an all-Western Hockey League final back in 1989. The current Broncos winning in overtime against the Saskatoon Blades. Chris Tierney worked his way in, and Matthias Niederberger watches that go into his glove and gets the whistle.
In every series he's gone into, Matthias Niederberger has been the underdog goaltender, but look at what he's done. In round 2 versus Oshawa, great numbers there. He is facing a third-round pick of the Carolina Hurricanes and Daniel Altschuler. In round 3, he goes against the first-round pick of the Boston Bruins and Malcolm Subban, and the numbers fantastic once again. And here in this series, yeah, the numbers aren't quite as good, but he's been on the winning ledger against the second-round pick of the Philadelphia Flyers and Anthony Stolarz, of course, until tonight when Patterson has taken over the net.
Zadorov can't handle the puck at center. Cody Brown sends it in. He'll come in on the forecheck. Safton right it around. Josh McDonald, he's a London native, number 11 for Barrie. Right back down low to Brown. Safton trying to pick him off along the boards, and then he takes a hit. Kyle Platzer, the rookie, one of the draft-eligible players for the Knights, with there with number 81, Remy Ellie. Ellie's the leading rookie scorer in the postseason for the Knights.
Yeah, real nice fourth line to be able to throw out there for Dale Hunter.
Well, the Knights haven't allowed many shots on their goaltender. Still 0-0 in Game 5.
We all know we shouldn't use cotton swab.
Elimination or game 23 of the regular season. Very relaxed in the coach's office.
Business as usual. And you know what? How often do teams take their tone from what the coach does? And if you have a coach who's not in panic mode, then chances are your team won't be either. And I think you can say that for both of these clubs.
Sure. Seth Griffith. He's had a good series for the London Knights. Gets it to the front of the net. It gets into Niederberger. Not much on it. He was able to make an easy save.
Barrie back out there once again, as you would expect when you see Scheifele's line. But you talk about calm, cool, and collected. It doesn't get much more so than Dale Hawerchuk, who might be the most understated Hall of Famer you'd ever want to meet. I mean, this guy was just very candid, relaxed. We saw him in the media room before the game. He's got his assistant coach, Jay Wells, beside him there. You never see him really get too excited. And, you know, when asked if there would be any fire sparked about comments about his team diving that they played in the opening for us, he just simply said, we'll worry about our own team and let London worry about themselves. And so, you know, giving nothing in terms of bulletin board material and just allowing his team to remain calm because he's so pumped.
Those goal scorers always like to have a tough guy with them, even when they're coaching.
Can't say enough about the job that Dale Hawerchuk has done, and no doubt with his ties to Winnipeg, an ambassador for the hockey club still, and who knows what's going to happen with the coaching situation there. But you'd have to think at some point in the future, that might be next year, 2-3 years down the road, that he'll be back in the fold with Winnipeg.
Brett Willich in on the forecheck, comes up with a puck. Alex Lepkowski, draft pick of the Buffalo Sabres. He's a steady defenseman. Back to Tommy Hughes, side of the net. Tierney redirected it wide. Got a gasp out of the crowd here, though, at Budweiser Gardens. Andreas Athanasiou, one of the best skaters, worked his way around Hughes, almost got a shot. Comes back to the line. Ryan O'Connor, the captain of the Barrie Colts, got under that one a little bit with a wedge, and it went out of play.
Well, we watched this Barrie team in Game 1 against the Belleville Bulls, and they were also up 3-1 in that series, and Belleville found a way to extend it. Game 7 in Belleville, they had home ice, and the Colts were able to come away victorious in that one. And so now in that same situation, they really want to learn from closing out a series earlier than they have to.
Horvat along the boards, gets it to Seth Griffith. He sliced a low one off the bottom of the net, and that jumped out of play.
And Niederberger not giving up anything, although that went off the side of the net. But you want to talk about Mark Scheifele and RJ. We saw McKinnon. We saw Drouin already live in the President's Cup. We watched Nick Petan. We've watched Bjorkstrand. We've watched Leipzig. But I'll tell you what, this guy right now is the best player in the Canadian Hockey League.
Tough to argue that. Knights would go for it the way he's haunted them the last 2 games. 10 points the last 2 games. Better than 2 points per game average in this postseason. Leads the OHL. Zach Hall, forward-checking on Olli Matic, comes to Seth Griffith. Griffith with 6 points in the series. That leads the Knights. Had a hand injury, his best series, so it's an indication that hand injury is improving. Mark Scheifele's in over the line, got it to Kamara. He's the shooter. Put it right on. Patterson looked confident with that save. Scheifele gets it along the boards. Tyler Ferry, he's more focused on where number 19 is than getting the puck. That's his role. Keep an eye on Scheifele. Scheifele comes in over the line. 3 Knights are back. Kamara's shot off an ankle of Scott Harrington.
Now, this game really plays into the hands of the London Knights. How many times, RJ, have we seen a game in this building where they just kind of rope-a-dope you and then they get that one chance and pounce on you?
There's a difficult low shot by Scheifele, and Jake Patterson looks sharp. Griffith, there's his pocket pick, gets it back though. Griffith works a shot, scores! Seth Griffith opens the scoring for the Knights.
Well, give Griffith a ton of credit here because he gets pickpocketed by Scheifele just inside the neutral zone. You'll see it right there, but he's persistent on the puck, and as he goes, this thing ends up going stick on stick, and that's what forces Niederberger to react the way he did. As Griffith moves to his right, the puck goes off the stick of Lepkowski, and so in perfect position for a shot right here. Once it goes off the stick, it fools Niederberger, gets behind him, and we talked about the opportunistic Knights. There's a perfect example of it. Griffith on the board for London here at home, and that's exactly what Dale Hunter's team needed.
81 points during the regular season. Missed a lot of time with that hand injury. Shot looks pretty good now. Important goal for the Knights. But they have been prone to give up leads in this postseason. Barrie knows that well. Lepkowski takes a shot blocked by Ryan Rupert. Domi trying to race the other way. Lepkowski able to get back, and it's just offside. And Brendan Lemieux has a word with Max Domi. So the two with NHL roots have a quick conversation.
You're not going to see either one of those two back down, and that's the one thing you have to appreciate about Domi is his ability to play that style of game as well. So too can Ryan Rupert, and when it comes to Rupert getting back in the lineup, dealing with some lower body issues, he and his brother Matt were absolute menaces last year throughout the playoffs at the MasterCard Memorial Cup, and a big boost getting Rupert back in the lineup.
Matt Rupert's out there now with Remy Ellie and Kyle Platzer. It's Dylan Corson, Cody Brown, Josh McDonald. A couple of third lines going at it. Brown trying to spin in the corner. Sefton. There's a heavy hit from the San Jose draft pick. Dylan Corson, the son of Shane Corson, has it taken from him by Kyle Platzer. Zadorov takes a hit at center. He's able to get the puck in deep. Michael Webster, he's punched along the boards. Remy Ellie working hard. Taken away by Cody Brown. Brown has three Knights converge on him, including Matt Rupert.
Much more physical presence for London in this game.
Kept in by Webster. Deflected. Corson a chance. A one-stop two. Couple of great opportunities after a turnover, and Patterson makes another big save for London. Dylan Corson close to his first goal this postseason. Patterson with a little help from Sefton kept it out.
Veteran move, that's what that was.
Well, a big test here for the Knights. Up 1-0. Barrie gets the first power play here of Game 5. The J. Ross Robertson Cup on the line. Barrie can win it tonight with a victory. London has a long road ahead if they hope to repeat as OHL champs. Down 3-1 in this series. The big guns are out there for Barrie. Here's the biggest. Scheifele slides it over to Mitchell Theoret. Theoret back to Scheifele. To the line. Ekblad shot through traffic. And there's a save by Patterson, and he did not allow a rebound.
And look at Harrington whacking Kamara right away. Two World Junior teammates, and knowing again and protecting their young goaltender with Kamara right in front of the net. Patterson's able to take that thing right in the chest and get the whistle. But watch number 6 backing in towards the goaltender. Once this stop is made, Kamara wears number 15 in white, the Boston draft pick. Look at Harrington hack him out of the way.
Mitchell Theoret, the only other Barrie Colt besides Mark Scheifele in double digits in goals. Scheifele tried a shot. Too many Knights there to get it through.
A little bit of a different look there with Scheifele just waiting in that high spot, trying to find the soft coverage in that zone by London.
4-forward unit on this power play for the Barrie Colts. Theoret goes into the corner against Matta. Harrington trying to dig a loose puck. Griffith not far away, and it comes to Seth Griffith off the glass and down the ice.
Mitchell Theoret did not play in Game 4, and in fact left about midway through game number 3 with an upper body issue, but has good chemistry with Athanasiou and is a heavy player, so gets a look here in this first power play unit.
Athanasiou with some speed down that left wing side in front of the net. Has hit the skate of Olli Matta. Following up is young Aaron Ekblad. He was granted exceptional player status in his second season now. Just turned 17 in February, and at 6'4", pretty good size. Some power play time for the youngster. Can't make much happen there, though.
And if you watch him on a regular basis, you get a really good feel as to why he was granted that kind of status. This guy's going to be a stud up for next year's NHL draft.
Puck stolen by Alex Broadhurst. He's by himself. Short-handed, takes it behind the net, tries short side. Niederberger had some trouble with it. Now the Colts coming in over the line. Athanasiou makes the pass over to O'Connor. Ryan O'Connor, defenseman number 6 for the Colts, had 18 goals during the regular season. Penalties over to the Knights. The Knights will be charged with icing because the penalty was over. Let's check in with Gene Principe. Gene.
Well, Sam and RJ, playoff hockey, Dale Howardchuk knows it well from his days in Winnipeg. Some frustrating days back then against teams like Calgary and Edmonton, but Hockey Central Playoff Extra is on the way daily, 5 p.m. Eastern Time on The Score.
Knew we had to get that Edmonton reference in there, eh? Nice to have you along, Gene.
Nikita Zadorov, good reach, came in handy. Now Ryan Rupert, he whistles one up high on Niederberger. Another chance from the line. Murmas couldn't get the shot through. Eric Brantford gets the feet going. Heading to the front of the net is Boston. Bradford with time to shoot. Missed the net. Ryan Rupert, a 6th-round pick of the Maple Leafs in this past round. Dakota Murmas will jump into the play. Murmas slides it to Domi. Domi lost it. Now the Barrie Colts take over. Led by Bradford. He's draft eligible at 145 right now. Chance to improve his stock, and he's learning from a pretty good guy in Mark Scheifele.
I think you can say that about a lot of the Barrie players and what they've learned, and maybe no more than Zach Hall, who's watched the example that Scheifele has set for him, playing in the National Hockey League, representing Canada twice, all because of that good work ethic.
Domi, some soccer skills. Kicked it to Platzer. Takes the hit along the boards through Jonathan Razor. Razor over to Ekblad. Now the Colts are out of their zone. Theoret dumps it in. He'll go in and chase it. The former Niagara Ice. He bumps hard with Harrington behind the net. Harrington comes up with a puck though. Matt Rupert. Remielli. He'll dump it in. Niederberger can't stop it behind his net. Platzer gets knocked out. Matt Rupert following up. Jonathan Razor. So good in his own zone. Number 3 for Barrie. Leads this postseason in the OHL at +21. Harrington low shot. Stopped by Niederberger. Ellie retrieves the rebound. Gives it to Platzer. Platzer comes out of the corner. Behind the net, Matt Rupert. Nifty little pass looking for Ellie. He didn't do much with it. Hughes. Oh, a quick right pad by Niederberger. That was a difficult save.
I think it might have went off Dotchin's stick and changed direction on the way in.
Harrington wants to keep this pressure going. Comes in over the line. His shot was blocked. Now Josh McDonald the other way. Makes a move at the line. Loses the puck. Harrington quickly ahead to Wolichka. Knights are putting a lot of pucks on goal. This one's caught by Niederberger, and he gets the whistle. We will take a break. Seth Griffith, the only goal.
I'm reminded of him with Connor McDavid of the Erie Otters. I mean, those guys don't come around too often.
Another London Knight just named a Hart Trophy nominee. John Tavares spent some time with the Knights.
He should win it.
Brendan Lemieux. He had the game winner. Game 1 of this series. He's hit along the boards by Tommy Hughes. Knights fans are used to seeing that. That's Domi stick handling in. Ekblad gets in front of him. The puck was loose in the slot. Ekblad from his stomach was able to clear it out of harm's way for the moment. Broadhurst drops it off to Harrington. Snaps a low shot and hits something that went wide. Domi gets it in the corner. Murmas back to Domi. Works his way to the net. Now into the slot. Can't get a shot though. Lemieux slowly ahead. Broadhurst picks his pocket.
Great back pressure. That's what you want to see if you're a coach. Don't give up on the play and get that puck back in the neutral zone.
Tyler Ferry back out there. So you know who's out there for Barrie. Number 19. You bet. Barrie will be the first man in. That won't happen very often in the offensive zone. Scheifele wraps it around. All waits for it along the boards. Pass ahead to Kamara. Kamara puts himself offside. That'll give Olli Määttä a chance to set things up for the Knights. Bouncing puck for Griffith. Bumped off the disc by Kamara. Now Scheifele works his way in over the Knights line. Couldn't get far. The Knights go back. Webster hit by Griffith. Watson moves it ahead. All toward the end of this shift. Moves it behind the net. Patterson gets it to his defenseman. Olli Määttä right over to Scott Harrington, and just like that, the Knights are out of their end. Scheifele waiting for that bouncing puck to come down. Knights able to retrieve possession. Just over a minute to go here in the first period. Seth Griffith, the lone goal as the Knights ahead. Niederberger, he'll have to hurry. Wolichka was flying in. Athanasiou. Cross ice pass. That's on the tape of Theoret. Nikita Zadorov take care of him. Puck comes loose. Chasing after it is Byers. He can't get much going. Theoret drops it off for Athanasiou. Again, all the Knights are back. Chris Tierney in there to help out. Zadorov gets it to the line. A bouncing puck doesn't get out. 40 seconds to go in the period. Theoret tried to throw it into the slot. Zadorov knocked it aside. Tommy Hughes head to Welichka. Welichka able to muscle that puck out to center. Maybe a chance for Tierney late in the period. Tierney with some speed on his backhand. Can't get it to the net. Now to Welichka. Put that on. Niederberger was there. Off the glass. That gets out to the neutral zone with 15 seconds to go in the period. Knights at the end of the shift. And Witkowski will let 2 seconds run down. Long shot, a late one. That's well wide. Seth Griffith, the lone goal of the period. The Knights, they need a strong 60. They got a...
When you're driving along in your cell phone...
Well, the officials are all set to go, and we're set to go. Second period of Game 5. London Knights trailing the OHL Championship Series 3-1. Got a good first period. Good start here in the second. Hauled down in front was Bo Horvat. He has had a couple of great opportunities. And very early on in the second period, the Knights will go to the power play.
Well, really interesting here in that Scott Oakland, the referee, did not return, and Scott Ferguson comes in relief for him, and right away he's put into action. As this puck goes down low, Horvat is tripped to the left side of your screen. Right there is the referee, Scott Ferguson, and so a change having to be made. And in these playoff games, you always have a backup guy, and in this case, Ferguson comes in.
First power play of the game for the Knights. Came outside the line. Scheifele's with Stephen Byers. Byers has some speed. Holyman able to get back. Bouncing puck in the corner. Scheifele's dangerous shorthanded. He'll elect to keep possession. Moves it back to Jake Dodson. Dodson, the Tampa Bay draft pick, slides it over to Alex Lepkowski, and the job's done. Knights have to start from their own zone. Domi gets to the line. Dodson checks him. Fires it down the ice.
It's good up-ice pressure here in the penalty kill for Barrie, making it tough, A, for London to break out, but also protecting the blue line.
Knights have scored 4 power play goals in the series. They've also given up 2 short-handed goals. Good penalty kill so far for the Colts.
This is a London power play that can come at you on a lot of different angles. Domi, Griffith, Tierney, Broadhurst. I mean, this is a group with a ton of firepower. Had some success during the regular season as well at over 20%.
Let's check in with Gene Principe.
Well, RJ and Sam, you're all over the change in referees. Scott Ferguson in, Scott Oakman out. Now, Scott Oakman limped into the London Knights dressing room. Hard to say exactly what his injury is. Looked like might be back or lower body, but when it comes to referee issues, that's not official.
Yeah, they try to keep that quiet. Knights with 30 seconds to go on their power play. Trying to extend their lead. Zadorov trying to skate it in. Athanasiou, some open ice, and there's big Zadorov to intercept that. He'll lead the way for the Knights now. Moves it to Ryan Rupert. Athanasiou. He's stick check. Rupert and Zadorov. Team effort. Scott Harrington. Not much happening on this power play for the Knights. No rapid in deep. Matt Rupert gets a little time on the power play. He's out there with his twin brother, Ryan Rupert. The two are from Grand Bend. Harrington has that get past him as Aaron Ekblad is back on the ice. Barrie Colts kill off that penalty. They're back to full strength. Rupert moves it over to Brett Welichka. Tierney's in front of the net. Rupert wants the return feed. Came right on goal. Rupert's banging away. Puck's loose. It's in. What a goal. Chris Tierney has put the Knights ahead 2-0.
RJ, you know where this all starts? It starts with a goalie who gained confidence in the first period, Jake Patterson. He's showing that confidence now on the line change. He recognizes he goes the length of the ice to the blue line to find Rupert, and then they're able to maintain possession in the zone as Barrie slowly makes its way onto the ice. It's Tierney hacking and whacking and finally getting a hold of it. But credit this goal to Jake Patterson. Great recognition on his part with Barrie making that long change here in the second period, and the Knights are able to take full advantage.
That puck just couldn't be covered by the Colts. Tierney gets his first goal of the series. It's been a good postseason for Chris Tierney, though. He's going at a better than a point-per-game clip.
RJ, if you came into this game and you're Dale Hunter, the one thing you said is that we need better goaltending. They had that so far, and we need Domi and Tierney to get going. Well, Tierney's on the board. Domi still without a point in this game, but he's been dangerous.
In front of his own goal, moved it out to the neutral zone. Ryan O'Connor quickly over to Brendan Lemieux. Back out to center. Josh Anderson. His shot. That missed the far side. Norris down low to Wilichka. Columbus Blue Jackets prospect Anderson moves it to the corner. Wilichka chases after it. Now Platzer has it. Platzer moves it ahead. Wants Anderson to chase it down. Can't get to it before Cody Brown does, but doesn't clear the zone. Little help from Tyson Fawcett, and it's out to center.
Well, that other recipe to success for Dale Hunter is keeping Mark Scheifele at bay, and that's also something that London was able to do in the first period.
And Brendan Lemieux unable to hold off long enough. Line mate was offside.
Take you back to the goal here and see where it starts. Good communication. You see Patterson as he goes out to stop that puck. He's got his head up, so he recognizes that Barrie's on the change. Wilichka has some time, and then the London Knights crash the front of the net. Niederberger can't find it, and by the time he does, Tierney has already put it up and over him.
Barrie Colts have that quick strike offense, and we saw a game here not too long ago, Sam, against the Plymouth Whalers. It looked like the Knights were in pretty good shape. Plymouth came back, took an overtime goal from Max Domi to win it for the Knights.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. London up 4-0 in that game, and then Hartman's second period goal started to ignite Plymouth, and then a flurry in the third to tie it.
Patterson plays it again, high off the glass. Comes near the front of the net. Ryan Rupert flipped it out to the neutral zone. Athanasiou made a good move. Got it over to Bradford. Bradford faked the shot, slid it on. Patterson stood his ground. It's not done yet. Another save by Patterson. Fawcett. And McDonald right there to put it right on. And the Knights, they'll take an icing whistle.
Well, Bradford the entire time was looking to McDonald. You see, as Bradford gets the puck, right side of your screen, you'll see McDonald. He's waiting, and finally Bradford tries to get it over to him. When he does, it's just a little bit too late as he runs out of real estate, and then it was McDonald who ended up with the best chance in that fray, but a good stop there by Patterson.
That would have been a big goal for Josh McDonald, not only getting the Colts on the board, but a London native. Scheifele, dangerous spot, almost picked that pass off. Oh, Horvat, he's been dangerous all night. Made a good move at center. That shot missed the net. Scheifele lofts it ahead. Kamara's back there. Scott Harrington, he's able to get back just in time. And those two go barreling into the Knights net and knock it off.
Yeah, we talked about the ability for Barrie to stretch the ice, and when you have a guy like Scheifele who's so good at hounding pucks, you can cheat the zone once in a while, and that's what Kamara does. Just inside the Barrie blue line, you'll see Scheifele's able to take control, and with his head up, already like a jailbreak, Kamara has left the zone, but a good defensive play, as per usual, by Scott Harrington.
Some good feet by Jake Patterson there, too. Get out of the way. Couple of big bodies coming in.
And that's the one thing you could say about Patterson. You've got all that adrenaline coming into this game, but you're well rested, and so that should also help with your mental focus, and he has been sharp when he's needed to be here for the Knights.
Off the faceoff, Josh Anderson puts his head down, dumps it in. The power forward goes into the corner against Michael Webster. Tierney back behind the net to Anderson. Leaves it for Wilichka. Got the Murmas deflected by Anderson just wide. Tierney in front. Wolichka was all tied up. Anderson tried to get a stick on it. Couldn't put it on goal. Puck loose in the neutral zone. Anderson comes up with it, but just couldn't resist touching it inside the offensive end, and it is an offside.
Well, Josh Anderson's another one of those good finds here by the London Knights, and throughout the course of last year, he continued to sneak up on scouts' radar. The thing about the London Knights, when you scout their hockey club, because they are so deep, you have to get multiple looks, because as younger players come into this system, they don't get to play a whole lot. They don't really play power play. They don't play, a ton on 5-on-5, and so you really have to come back and see and appreciate them over the course of a long stretch. That's what happened for Anderson, who went the second round to Columbus.
Knights have their fourth line out there against the Colts' second line. We talked to Dale Hunter before the game, and he's pretty comfortable and confident in his fourth line.
And as he should be. I mean, Kyle Platzer and Remi Ellie are exactly those guys that I've talked about, who are young players who don't see a lot of the prime time, but are really, really good players, especially Ellie. Very highly touted by many National Hockey League scouts.
And Matt Rupert, not normally a fourth-line player, coming back from injury, trying to get himself back into shape. They'll have to be careful here. How's their defensive game? Not bad. Platzer ahead to Ellie. He'll lead the rush for the Knights. Drops it back to Platzer. Now Matt Rupert tried to take it in. Niederberger stopped him.
Boy, oh boy, you want to talk about the ability to create some offense with your fourth line. You look at that group, and he's got the playoff beard going. He's got no teeth. He's no oil painting. But he's effective. Good job transitioning here. Platzer to Ellie, little drop pass back to Platzer, and then sneaking down the left side is Rupert, and Matt Rupert with the chance goes down hard at the end of the play. And that's what he does. He likes to go to the front of the net.
Knights dangerous again off the face-off. Harrington sends it down low. Barrie's down there. Seth Griffith leaves it for Madden. Put that wide of the net. Iraq. He has a shift now out there with Mark Scheifele. Darryl Howard changing things up a little bit. Iraq in the corner. All he can handle with Tyler Ferry. Ferry knocks Iraq down. Scheifele's close by, but only Matt is right on his back. Scheifele works to the front of the net. Shot on Patterson, and Patterson is able to hang on, and Scheifele continued on right into that Knights net. That's how dangerous Mark Scheifele can be, making something out of nothing. Tierney made a little something happen there. Look out if they do get their legs under them. Off the face-off, they've got the legs now. A shot from the boards from Mitchell Theoret. He's got good hands, and the Colts are right back in it, down 2-1.
Well, here's the thing, RJ. Zach Hall, who was injured in Game 3 in that third period, has been taken off this line. We haven't seen much of him. So Theoret comes on that line, and off a clean face-off win, he's able from that right side, not that bad angle, to get that lightning quick release. And excellent execution off the draw. Who else do you think it starts with? Mark Scheifele winning it, getting it back, quick pass down to Theoret, and just like that, the Barrie Colts now trail only by 1.
Glazer should get an assist as well, known more for his defensive work. Ryan Rupert's out there for the Knights. Where's number 64? He's assisted on both the Knights' goals in this game. Rupert in the corner. Moves it to Domi. Domi had that sneak past him, and now the Colts sense a little something. 3-on-2, trying to come the other way. Athanasiou. Shot bounces to the front of the net. Domi was there to clean it up. Athanasiou steals it at the line. Tommy Hughes forces him outside. Hughes earned a free agent contract with the New York Rangers for his strong defensive play. That pass doesn't work, and the Knights will have a defensive zone faceoff. Didn't work out well the last time they had one of those.
Well, you look at Hughes last year, and you saw signs of him being that shutdown guy. And, you know, I had tooted his horn pretty much all season long, and finally someone in the National Hockey League listened, and for good reason. This guy's been as steady as they come. Now, he hasn't had quite the series he's had previously with a -5 going into this game, but He is someone who definitely has had a fantastic year and has earned his contract.
Another face-off win by the Colts. Shot goes wide. Wolichka chops at it. Gets it out to the neutral zone. Patterson plays it behind his own goal. Dakota Mernis wraps it around, gets to the line. Dotchin kept it in for a moment. His shot went off Tierney. Lemieux. He turned 17 in March. Young player got a shot right on. A good shot, too, but Patterson made the save.
Yeah, that's what's going to be interesting for me to watch here on out. We've talked about Jake Patterson all game long and him getting the start, not having had a start since March 17th, a span of 54 days. One relief appearance in that Kitchener series that lasted 36 minutes long. How is he going to respond now after allowing his first goal in this game? That's definitely something that we need to keep our eye on as this game progresses.
Barrie's starting to win some faceoffs, so London goes with their best guy, Bo Horvat, and he wins it clean. Theoret working hard down low, comes up with it. Theoret, pass right back to O'Connor. He spins and fires. Knights get in those shooting lanes so well. Theoret, he'll have to deal with Horvat. Mitchell Theoret, pretty good move, gets it in front. Kamara got a piece of it. Patterson sliding over. The Colts have their legs down. Shot goes up high. Only matter. Heads to the corner. His progress cut off by Theoret. Tyler Barrie comes over. He'll leave it for Seth Griffith. And Griffith got it as far as center, but that's it. Shifley the other way, and Theoret trying to get off on a change. Tried to sell it, but he was still on the wrong side of the blue line.
Camaro looking to the heavens. That puck was sitting on the doorstep for him to tap it in. He just couldn't get there. And it all starts with Shifley. Gets it in down low. Theoret uses that big body. Now he's able to escape, and it's right there for Camara. Not once, but twice. And a great job here by Ole Mata as it goes off of his skate. Camara just can't get there with the stick. And Barrie, of all people, comes back to knock that puck out of harm's way.
Well, that top line of Barrie, we expected it to dominate. Fairly quiet first period. It's been very strong here in the second. And that's what Theoret added to it. Comes right on to Matthias Niederberger, and he hangs on. Gene, what have you got for us?
Well, lots of sports ties right now between the two cities that are called Toronto and Boston, happening on the ice and on the diamond. Blue Jays on Sportsnet as the Jays taking on the Red Sox tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Sportsnet East, Ontario, West, and Pacific.
Josh Anderson moving it to Tierney. Wolichka comes in, bumps with Ekblad. Tierney in there to help out. Stick way up in the face, and that's a no-doubter with the ref right there. That will be high sticking on Ekblad, and another chance on the power play coming up for the Knights.
And the young Ekblad will skate off, shaking his head. And there's Tierney and Ekblad. There, the stick comes right up, and as he continues forward, he rips Tierney down. Dale Howardchuk looks up and says, hey, this is the worst time for us to take this. We're just starting to gain our legs, gain our momentum. And with Tierney off, the Knights will be on the power play.
Pretty good strength by Ekblad, but turned into an unfortunate result for him. Colts terrific on their first time shorthanded. Mark Shifley's in. He scored shorthanded in this series. He's knocked down behind the net. He's caught if the Knights can get into the zone. Rupert along the boards, moves it to Griffith. Shifley trying to get back into position. Pinching down was Broadhurst. The pass just missed him.
You know, there's good reason why the Winnipeg Jets sent Mark Shifley back. And you even watch him here in this penalty kill. He's been given license to freewheel a little bit by Dale Howardchuk. And taking charge, that leadership really should help in his development.
Shifley steals shorthanded. Lofts it out. Had some good back spin on that. Almost tracked it down himself. That's Griffith. He's being hounded by Shifley. Gets it in deep. Josh McDonald. Knock it off the boards. It's still loose. Colts gather it up. And once again, all the way down behind that Knights goal.
And you don't hear that much, but you're starting to hear a smattering of boos here at the Budweiser Gardens for the inability of their club to really get any pressure here in the power play.
Zadorov looks good coming in. Tried short side. Niederberger hugged the post. Tierney back to the line. Harrington a chance to shoot. Hits some bodies in front. Colts clear it. playing with a lot of confidence. The Russian import moves it ahead to Tierney. Tierney slides it to Anderson. Back in front of the net. Bouncing around. Tierney looks like he might have got high sticked again, or at least interfered with.
Lots of activity going on in front of the net, and at the end of the play, Dotchin right into the back of Domi. Dotchin, who's fresh off a suspension, making his first appearance here in the series. And he and Domi will have words as Niederberger is slow to get up after he was backfilled in the net. But you said it best, RJ. Zadorov playing with a ton of confidence. We saw him jump up on the rush earlier in the power play, and then this time around, he initiates the break-in, and you see Niederberger get the cross chop with the boot of Tierney right in his chops. And that looked like the old flying drop kick.
And it's Lepkowski in the penalty box, so it will be a 5-on-3 here for the Knights for 22 seconds. In the faceoff, Griffith moves it to Maddox. Down low, Domi. Back to Maddox. Domi again. That's Domi trying to find a way to get a shot. The crowd wants a shot. Under 10 seconds to go in this two-man advantage. Domi still with it. Back to Griffith. Doesn't shoot. Maddox does. It's a stick. It's loose. Trying to tuck it in. Niederberger's down. Finally gets control of it and gets the whistle.
Boy, oh boy, you can see Max Domi out there trying to direct traffic, and it was very clear what they wanted to do is get Mata on that one-time side. And it took Domi having to skate all the way around the ice and point his finger to finally get that to happen. As the puck extends back out to the blue line, it's Mata in that one-time position, and that's what starts this practice. Horvat, Broadhurst, and Domi working down low to chop it in, and they just cannot get it by Niederberger.
Two-man advantage is over. Still a minute and a half to go in the most recent penalty to Lepkowski. Anderson's lost a stick. Here comes Athanasiou the other way. Short-handed, Ekblad's joined the rush. The defenseman. Just moved it behind the net. Nikita Zadorov looked around, saw no one from Barrie around him, so he'll just skate it. Trailer is Ryan Rupert. Rupert took a shot off a leg. That goes wide. Josh Anderson, some open ice. Harrington wraps it around. Nothing fancy there. Rupert retrieves it along the board. Pass in front, broken up. Just comes outside the line. Skating well is Athanasiou. Zadorov has to be careful. Athanasiou right in and couldn't get a shot. Looked around, didn't get a call.
The Barrie bench is up in arms.
He's down. He's well behind the play. Chance here for London. Shot from Harrington. Niederberger the save. Tierney to Harrington. Open at the lines, Mata. Harrington shoots, and Matthias Niederberger able to hang on with traffic on his doorstep.
Well, Dale Howardchuk just giving it to the referee, Scott Ferguson. He thought there should have been a penalty on Athanasiou. And you'll see him chase this puck down, and he goes up against Big Zadorov. But Zadorov's got the puck in his sights the entire time and pulls his stick away. And even Zadorov had to look around at the end of the play to see whether or not he'd be called. You see him look up right there at the ref, but no call on Andreas Athanasiou.
26 seconds to go in this Knights power play. In danger of going 0 for 3 with a man advantage. Face-off win for London. Max Domi moves it down to Seth Griffith. Gets away from some traffic. Only Mata looking for an open lane. There's the shot. Blocked aside by Niederberger. Dakota Murmas seeing some power play time. Griffith. Maddox doesn't handle it clean. That's the right play with Scheifele right there. Just put it back in. Don't let him have a chance. Barrie's back to full strength. Some penalty problems for the Colts. They're able to kill them both off.
Good awareness by Laser. He looked up at the clock to see the penalty expiring, so he didn't ice it.
Domi takes a shot. Hit a stick. He scores! An off-speed shot from Domi. And the Knights regain their 2-goal lead.
This is why you put pucks to the net, for this exact reason. And it's Aaron Ekblad who's standing net side right beside Niederberger, that when this puck pops free, I believe it pops off of Ekblad's skate and in behind him. And you'll see just a quick release on a shot here. Ekblad's right there, and it looks like it goes off his shin pad and in. Horvat, Domi, and it gets by Niederberger, and you can see it bounce right off Ekblad right there. Excellent overhead look, guys, for the third London goal.
Well, it's been a good playoffs for Max Domi. He leads the Knights in scoring, but hadn't scored a goal in this series. They needed him to get going, and sometimes you need an ugly one to get the monkey off your back.
Yeah, and if that gets things started, it's a dangerous proposition for Barrie, because if Domi gets going along with Tierney, that includes that depth of scoring for London.
Fourth line out there with Wolichka this time, joining Ellie and Platzer. Ellie comes out from behind the net. Got it to Tommy Hughes. He golfed one up high. Spin, fire from Wolichka. That went through the slot. Lemieux quickly ahead to Fawcett. Fires has to stop at center. Nikita Zadorov. Bounces it to the Barrie line. Remy Ellie comes up with it. He threw it in front of the net. Wolichka was tied up. Zadorov. Pass on the tape of Ellie. He comes in again. Intercepted by Lemieux. Stephen Byers. Looked away from him, and Max Domi's back out there. Domi to an open side. A long shift for Platzer. Slides it over for Mermis. Early shot kicked aside by Niederberger. Harrington some time to shoot. Takes the right shot. Eric Bradford trying to slow things down a bit. To Athanasiou. Athanasiou stick handling in. A high shot on Patterson. Nice clear into the corner.
That stung Patterson pretty good. Looks like he might be hurt.
Rupert finds Domi. Domi return feed. Rupert walks in. Niederberger the save. Domi cuts in front. Tried short side. Niederberger looking for it. Webster had it at the side of the net, and he moves it out to the neutral zone. Knights coming close again. Webster will jump into the rush. The rookie defenseman takes a shot. Scott Harrington. He blocked it. Bradford to Josh McDonald. Backhand shot. That's wide. Athanasiou. Will he shoot this time? He does. A high shot. That'll go all the way into the Barrie zone. 5 minutes to go in the second period. Knights lead at 3-1. They trailed the series 3-1. They need this win. Won't be icing. Seth Griffith will get in on the forecheck against Aaron Ekblad. Ekblad, a good strength. Kamara. Sharp angle, can't get it to the front of the net. Zadorov. He'll watch Shifley closely. Horvat. Moves it ahead. Seth Griffith tracks it down. Griffith tied up by Laser. Crowd wanted something called.
Sneaky play by Laser, who's been excellent.
Laser and Griffith still battling for the puck. Shifley comes in and steals it. He'll start the rush for Barrie. Mark Shifley now into the London zone. Tries a one-on-one move against Zadorov. Zadorov bumps him against the board. Shifley keeps going. Moves it to Ekblad. He's got some room to move in. That high shot, a quick shoulder save by Patterson. And then knocked down is Tyler Barrie, I believe, and it looks like Theoret will be heading to the penalty box.
And Shifley got a whack in on Zadorov.
And it looks like two Colts are heading to the penalty box. We'll sort it out when we come back. Well, not bad. One loss throughout the playoffs for the Halifax Mooseheads, and looks like they'll punch their ticket to the MasterCard Memorial Cup. Not a huge surprise.
Absolute bedlam in the Metro Center. I mean, the things people were doing for tickets in that city today, unbelievable. People offering to sit in their couch in their living room. People offering baked goods, paying over face value for tickets. It's just a circus in Halifax, and good on the Mooseheads for closing it out.
Well, we just had a look at the penalties that occurred. It will be a power play for the Knights, but Barrie's may be lucky they're not two men short. Zadorov also got a penalty on that Shifley cross-check. 5-on-4 for London. Tierney. Cross-ice pass. Pinching down with Broadhurst. Now he has to recover. He does so. Horvat. Early Mattis shot. That goes well wide. Alex Broadhurst. Second on the Knights in playoff scoring coming into this game. Number 18 for London. Cole Horvat. He was a power play specialist. 17 power play goals during the regular season. In front, redirected in. It might have been Horvat. The Knights get the power play going, and now they're up 4-1.
No player benefited more from the National Hockey League lockout than Bo Horvat. That allowed Corey Perry of the Anaheim Ducks to come back to London, his former team, and work with Bo Horvat on exactly this: getting positioning in front of the net, being a power play specialist, moving his game from the exterior to the interior, and with good inside position and deft stick skills, Horvat is able to make it 4-1 for the Knights. This has so much to do, RJ, with discipline. And, you know, you look at Mark Shifley, who's been unbelievable, the best player in the Canadian Hockey League, especially in this series. But that extra penalty he took on the stoppage has come back to bite Dale Howard-Chuck's team. And now, with 3:01 left in the second, the Colts have a real uphill battle to fight.
Jake Dodson exiting the ice. 10-minute misconduct for him. Less than 3 minutes to go here in the second period. Knights have had a good period. They've scored 3 times. Just when it looked like the Barrie Colts had themselves back in it, London flexes it possible. Jake Patterson, that's a tough spot. Had to wait for the puck. Teammates came back. And behind the play, we got a scrap. Dakota Murmas has dropped the gloves for Dylan Corson. Shane Corson's son. Now Murmas lands a couple. Right hand's loose for Corson. Boy, haymaker. A couple uppercuts by Corson. Corson trying to keep going with the right. Tries the left. A swing and a miss from Murmas. And they go to the ice. Dakota Murmas, Dylan Corson, trying to get the crowd, both teams fired up. The Knights lead Game 5. And in fact, the faceoff will come outside the zone.
You'll see Rupert on the middle of your screen right here, 64. He goes down, and now that puck is right underneath him. But again, the midsection part of his body outside of the crease.
Ross McDonald has to play the puck back to Lepkowski. Now O'Connor. 4-on-4. Seth Griffith and Anthony Camara. They're off for penalties. First time 4-on-4 in this game. Josh Anderson moves it ahead to O'Connor. Terrific offensive season for the Barrie captain. The defenseman sends it in. Brent moves it back to Lepkowski. Low shot, that's wide. Tyler Ferry backs it down for London. Slides it ahead to Chris Tierney. Tierney trying to get around. O'Connor gets a shot. Niederberger stopped him.
Good persistence by Tierney once again. We saw it on the goal he scored earlier in this game. And here he just continues to forge forward. Good burst of speed. O'Connor tries to go for the hit. Only gets a piece of him. And that allows Tierney to get position. Throwing his rear end out at Lepkowski to get that opportunity.
Minute 5 to go here in the second period. Mark Shifley out there with Andreas Athanasiou. So plenty of speed and skill for the Colts. Ryan Rupert, Bo Horvat. They're not too shabby themselves. Ekblad moves it ahead to Scheifele. Scheifele by himself. All four Knights were back. Olenek goes into the end boards with Scheifele. Horvat moves it ahead. Foot race. Webster. Rupert. Rupert can't get around Webster. And he takes him into the boards heavily. And hauled down behind the play was Ryan Rupert. But they're both going. Webster and Rupert.
The embellishment call. And so they'll escort both of those players off the ice as well because there's just 34.8 seconds left. Or rather, Rupert will go, and for sure Webster will be asked to leave as well. But all behind the play as Ekblad started to move things up ice. And if you're Webster, you don't really want to get involved in that. You know you've got great speed and skill with Scheifele and Athanasiou up front. You want to allow those guys one chance here in the final minute, maybe to cut into that lead a little bit. So both Webster and Rupert go, but I think Dale Hawerchuk would have much rather have seen the rush continue.
So we'll continue with 4-on-4. Face off at center ice. 30 seconds to go in the second. Nikita Zadorov. He might be a first-rounder in this upcoming draft. Dumps it into his own bench, though, and that hurt Tyler Ferry. They don't want to hurt him. He's been good shutting down Scheifele so far. Let's check in with Gene again.
Well, we know when, where, why, and what, but we don't know who yet will be the OHL team taking on Saskatoon. It's the MasterCard Memorial Cup next Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain on Sportsnet East, Ontario West, and Pacific.
Well, Saskatoon knows one of their dance partners now. Blades have been waiting to find out what teams will punch their ticket. Halifax clinched as Quebec champions. Rightfully a shot. Harrington, he's already walked about a half dozen in this game. There's some good puck control by Athanasiou, but nothing materialized. Final few seconds of this second period. Athanasiou looking for one. Last rush. Scheifele, a long shot. That's blocked by Horvat. Goes wide. There's the horn at Budweiser Gardens. And we're through 2 periods. The Knights have extended their lead 4-1 with a period to go. Well, this is Game 5 of the OHL Championship. The Barrie Colts with a 3-1 series lead coming into tonight. They knew Budweiser Gardens would be a tough place to play. It has been so far. 4-1 lead for the London Knights, but Colts can build on the fact that they came back in Game 4. A third period come from behind win to take that 3-1 series lead. Do they have some magic left? Have the Knights learned their lesson? Kamara brings it in over the line, but it's offside.
Well, you talk about that Game 4. There was 5 third-period goals for the Barrie Colts, and Mark Scheifele had 4 of them. And just when the London Knights thought they had this thing wrapped up, Scheifele said, you know what? Jump on my back, boys, because here we go. 4 third-period goals. The Barrie Molson Center, the loudest it's been maybe since its inception, caps it off with the empty netter as the Colts went on to the victory in game number 4 to take a 3-1 series lead.
Colts so close to their second OHL championship, just a win away, but we've heard it so many times in hockey, that 4th win to win a series is the toughest to get.
Oh, so difficult, and you know, Dale Hawerchuk knew that coming into this building. The Knights would be desperate. They'd be in front of their home crowd. They might be sparked by the goaltender change, and all of those things have happened to this point.
It has been a tidy defensive effort by the Knights. As you mentioned, Sam, that might be partly due to Jake Patterson getting the start. His first start since March 17th. That was the last game of the regular season. It was a win for the Knights, but Anthony Stolarz was the man in the playoffs. And now it's up to Jake Patterson.
You know, to win a championship, it takes an entire team effort, and Jake Patterson picking up Stolarz, who just started to show signs of that fatigue, both mentally and physically. And how can you blame him? He played 8 games in the first half of the year and then 38 games the second half. So no doubt it was going to take its toll at some point.
Stephen Byers gets to the puck in the corner. Leaves it for Lemieux. Lemieux's being roughed up by Tommy Hughes. Doesn't seem to stop him. Almost still got the puck in front of the net. Fawcett spins. His shot's blocked. Razor sends it right back into the Knights' end. Patterson able to leave it there for Nikita Zadorov. Hit to Tommy Hughes, now ahead to Broadhurst. Picked off by Fawcett. Good third-line shift here for the Barrie Colts. That's wrapped around, and it will be icing against London. That got past a lot of players, and now it will be a defensive zone faceoff for London.
Good shift here, led by Brendan Lemieux, who is the son of Claude. And he started this year with the Green Bay Gamblers in the USHL. Just had 2 points in 11 games, and then made his debut with Barrie on November 9th. And Dale Hawerchuk loves this guy. Why? Because he practices hard. He reminds a lot of people of Keegan Lowe with the Edmonton Oil Kings. Not a fun guy to play against in practice or games.
That was blocked in front, I believe, by Scott Harrington that got tied up in his equipment, and I think that reaction tells us it was Harrington who blocked it.
RJ, you've talked about this stalwart defensive effort. There's the guy who's leading the way. I mean, Scott Harrington has just been brilliant here tonight. And he takes this one in the upper body. The Knights captain goes down and finally gets the whistle, but Pittsburgh's got an absolute beauty in this guy.
Off the face-off, scores! Ryan O'Connor from the point. The captain put it in, and the Barrie Colts early in this third period have closed London's lead to 2.
It's funny how that works. I mean, Mark Scheifele does just about everything, including winning faceoffs, and he did that when Theoret scored the first Barrie goal. Here, he wins another faceoff to allow Ryan O'Connor to get that good shot off. I mean, that's about as clean as it gets. The puck comes flat, and O'Connor gets every inch of it to bring the Colts to within 2. We showed you that 5-goal effort for them from Scheifele in the third period in Game 4. Well, they've got their first one here in this third period.
O'Connor knows how to score. The defenseman at 18 during the regular season. His second of the playoffs. Caller's just got a little tighter for the Knights. Bradford. He sends it in deep. Barrie starting to dictate the play. Athanasiou has Zadorov draped on him. Tierney down low. Fields the puck. Second round pick of the Sharks trying to come out of the zone. Pocket picked by McDonald, but Big Zadorov pokes it away from him. Anderson. McDonald came back to stop that chance too.
Boy, oh boy, he's playing like his hair's on fire.
Now forces Zadorov to make the pass. It's a good one ahead to Anderson. Chris Tierney has to delay. Anderson's back onside, dumps it in. He'll let Anderson go for it, and he'll head off on a change. Ryan O'Connor back out for the Colts. Had that early goal in this period. Colts with some life. Bradford a shot. Patterson caught at it. It dropped, and the puck still loose. Finally, Patterson able to track it down and cover it up to get the whistle.
Eric Bradford, golden opportunity, trying to score off the rush. 10th round pick of the Colts in 2010 is really a steady third line performer. He follows up his own rebound rate here. And as the puck lay loose, it took a while for the whistle to blow, but Bradford played for Dale Hawerchuk with the Orangeville Crushers going back to the 09-10 season. And when you have the opportunity to bring players from another team in another league with you, Hawerchuk recognized good things in Bradford, and it's been a good citizen for the Colts.
Scrambled face-off results in another chance for Barrie. Jake Patterson stopped it.
You have to think, RJ, that the message from Dale Hawerchuk was, hey, guys, between the first couple of periods, not enough shots on goal. We need to test a guy who hasn't made a start in 54 days.
Shots 3-0 early in this third period in favor of Barrie, and the Knights on their heels ice it again.
Good pushback here from the Colts. And, you know, if there's one thing that Barrie can draw on is the fact that they did come back with 5 third-period goals in game number 4. And so it's not unthinkable. It's not out of reach to be down 3 goals and to think you can't win the game.
Face-off win for Scheifele. He won it so well he was able to get it himself. Behind the net to Kamara. Wraps it around to O'Connor. Will he use that good shot? No, he puts it down low. Kamara, Scheifele, both there. Another chance for O'Connor now. He knocks Barrie down. Barrie, the defensive player he is, got it out of the zone any way he could. To wave that one off despite an effort from Mitchell Theoret to make it be icing. Had to slow down a couple of times. Comes in front. There's Shifley to gather it up for Barrie. Long pass. Theoret might have a step on Harrington. Oh, he got a lot on that shot. Big glove save by Patterson.
It's the third or fourth time in this game we've seen the Barrie Colts try and stretch the ice, and as the puck comes free in front of Matthias Niederberger, Shifley's got his head up, and he realizes that Theoret has already started to flee the zone. You can see him just kind of hanging around at center ice. Shifley puts it on his tape. That allows him to get the good shot on goal off the rush, and Patterson confidently out at the top of the blue ice to make the save.
Another scrambled face-off. Colts are starting to dominate the face-off circle. Max Domi. Pass ahead to Broadhurst. That's a good pass going to the front of the net is Rupert. Didn't get there in time. Has it now. Pass back to Hughes. Hughes had to back off. Now he sends it into the very end. Aaron Ekblad starts the rush for the Colts. Pass into the skates of Rupert. Wait. Good. Fawcett able to wait long enough. Team's back onside. Laps it around. Dakota Mermis moves it ahead to Domi, and the Knights clear the zone. Won't be icing. Letkowski will chase it down. Connor moves it to Letkowski. Buffalo 5th round pick in 2011. Now Barrie having a bit of trouble coming out of their own zone.
You see a lot of this from the Knights here. 4 guys in the neutral zone just trying to trap things off and take away any chances, try and slow down Barrie, not allow him to gather speed in the neutral zone.
Harrington, pass on the tape of Broadhurst. Stick handles into the Barrie end. A light shot on Niederberger. Domi was going to the front of the net and had a chance. And that is out of play, but it hit the glass, I believe, and it will not result in a delay of game penalty. So Colts breathe a sigh of relief. Gives us a chance to check in with Gene.
Well, RJ and Sam, you know everything that's need to be known when it comes to the MasterCard Memorial Cup, but many of us would love a preview show to get us ready for the event, and that's exactly what we have. Thursday, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Sportsnet East and Ontario, 9 p.m. Mountain on Sportsnet West, and 11:30 p.m. Pacific Time on Sportsnet Pacific.
Yes, just around the corner, week away from getting the MasterCard Memorial Cup started. One of these two teams will be there. Saskatoon Blades, they're the host team. Halifax, who clinched the President's Cup, is 2 MJHL champions tonight. Portland, they're up 3-1 in their series against Edmonton. They play tonight in Game 5. Cleared by Barrie. McDonald flying in over the line, and Zadorov stopped, and the puck's still loose in front. Wolichka has it, and he shot that right over the glass. That one is no doubt a penalty, a delay of game to Wolichka, and a bad time for that.
Barrie power play hasn't been great. And you talked about the London Knights. Dale Hunter last year was not behind the bench when the Knights went to the MasterCard Memorial Cup, losing in overtime to Shawinigan, but all of these players were. And a good group returning, a nice core group, and guys that have really jumped up, such as Horvat, such as Domi.
Second power play of the game. Sorry, Sam, for the Barrie Colts. Shifley has it. Shot with traffic. It's loose. Put just wide by Kamara. Chance early on with this man advantage. O'Connor. Back to Byers. 4 forwards out here for Barrie. O'Connor in front of the net. Kamara. He's a tough guy to handle in front of Jake Patterson. Hall drops it off. Gets the return feed. Pass to O'Connor. Knocked down. And Ryan Rupert goes it the rest of the way.
And that's the first shift for Hall that we've seen since the first period. So he sat on that bench. He's dealing with a lower body issue right now, but figure that they'd be able to get him some power play time where things might not be as physical.
Shifley can't get past Bull Horvat. Horvat a chance short-handed. Breakaway Bull Horvat. He scores! What a goal! Short-handed. Horvat puts the Knights up 5-2.
I don't know where he's going to go in the National Hockey League draft, but whoever gets him will get the entire package. A centerman, a big body, a guy who can play in all situations, and most importantly, a guy who has no issue scoring goals whatsoever. He pickpockets Mark Scheifele, and now he beats him in a foot race. Look at the hands on Horvat. He goes to the forehand, beating Niederberger, and just when the London fans started to get to the edge of their seats and wonder if this power play for Barrie was working, Horvat gives them all a sigh of relief.
What a turn of events. What a big goal by Bo Horvat. London on its heels. His third short-handed goal of the playoffs. And London's back up by 3. A little bit of breathing room with 13:20 to go in the third.
Well, you know, we've watched Bo Horvat grow from a boy to a man, and you look at last year how frustrated he was. He didn't draw in every game in the MasterCard Memorial Cup. His playing time was limited, didn't see any of the primetime minutes. Well, this year, he's a guy that Dale Hunter has leaned on, and he has answered the call at every turn.
What a burst of speed.
He is something else. There is going to be a steal for a National Hockey League team in that 10 to 15 range, and they'll be extremely happy with Horvat.
Ekblad a chance to walk in. Heavy shot, went up high. Still a power play here for Barrie. 30 seconds to go on it. Back to Ekblad. Quick shot. Hit traffic in front. Knocked out of the air by O'Connor. A good save by Patterson. Ekblad another chance. Can't shoot it. Leaves it for Athanasiou. The Detroit pick. Works his way down low. Tommy Hughes deflected it to the corner. Chance to clear for Tierney. Moved it ahead. Griffith thinking something short-handed. O'Connor made sure that didn't happen. Final few seconds to the Welichka penalty. He's man on the ice, and he could breathe a sigh of relief. Brendan Lemieux. Good in front of the net. Diarette reached for it. Seth Griffith. Goal and an assist in this game. Ekblad wraps it around. There's Josh McDonald. Slides it to Diarette over the open side. It's Lemieux. He's at the end of a shift. Needs a change. Norris. That pass. Right to Broadhurst. Domi flying into the corner. Next Domi, the Knights leading scorer in the regular season and playoffs, trying to track down Brown. Morrison goes heavy in on the forecheck. Brown has it now. Brown in the corner, spins away from trouble. Rupert has to keep a watch on him. Zadorov knocks it to the open side. Broadhurst behind his own goal. Pass ahead to Domi. He was tied up. Comes to Laser in front of his own net. He moves it right back outside the zone. Another attempt by Broadhurst to get it to Domi, and he was watched closely by O'Connor. Ryan Rupert from a standstill. He'll just shoot it on goal. Niederberger got a piece of it. That might have been going high, and then it comes in front of the net, and right there to scoop it up was Niederberger before Broadhurst could make something happen. Bo Horvat, short-handed, has changed the complexion of this game, put London back up by 3.
Tired of faded...
Now Sportsnet 1 is rocking tonight. Game 5 of the OHL Championship Series. Barrie a chance to move on to the MasterCard Memorial Cup with a win, but time's running out in this one for them. Down 5-2. Knights trying to force a game 6. Myers to Camara, scores! Anthony Camara! He's a goal scorer, and there's an indication of how dangerous he can be. And with still over half a period to go, Barrie's down by just 2.
Well, this is great decision-making in the neutral zone. As this puck comes out, look at that. 5 green jerseys in the neutral zone, but O'Connor's patient. He waits for that wing to open up. Myers goes cross-ice to Camara, who has a bullet of a shot, not to mention a lightning-quick release. And it's on his stick and off his stick to the top shelf. These Barrie Colts just keep on hanging around.
Camara and Griffith, they've taken coincidental penalties, as Sam mentioned earlier, both Boston draft picks. There's Bo Horvat. Drops it off for Griffith. Nice shot, hit a shin pad, now Scheifele has it. Mark Scheifele's pass, knocked down at center by Tyler Ferry. Head to Horvat. Oh, that flies into that barrier. Barrie tried to make a move. Griffith poked at it. Anthony Camara, fresh off that goal by himself right now. His line mates are on a change. Thompson takes a look. Nobody there. Comes outside the zone. Trying to work a shot in. A low one. Easily handled by Patterson. Ekblad shields the puck. Pass to center. Laser had to be careful with Griffith not too far away. McDonald trying to work his way around Mata. That didn't work out. Aaron Ekblad. The Laser. He'll send it in. Athanasiou has some speed coming in on the forecheck. Chris Tierney. Brett Walichka. This line doesn't mind the dump and chase either. Ekblad. He goes into the corner with confidence. Tierney steals it from him. Tierney in front. Walichka scores! A beautiful move by Brett Walichka. And the Knights are back in front by 3.
Good pressure here by the London Knights. And as Walichka dumps it in, there's an opportunity for London to move this puck. But Aaron Ekblad can't get it out. And once he cannot, Tierney picks it off. He's got Walichka all alone in front of the net. And the turnover in his own zone ends up costing Aaron Ekblad. And every time the Barrie Colts start to put a scare into the Knights come right back and get that 3-goal lead once again.
The seesaw battle. Barrie gets a life. London snuffs it out. And what a series for Brett Walichka. 3 goals in the playoffs. All have been in this series. Brendan Lemieux. The door off. Goes it to Tommy Hughes. Keeps the momentum going ahead to Broadhurst. Broadhurst didn't get it out yet. Now it's out. Ekblad right on his man Rupert. Broadhurst first in on the forecheck. Obi Brown with some speed. Drops it off to Fawcett. He missed the pass. Knocks it to the corner. Fawcett comes out of the corner with it. Now behind the net. Lemieux. He's tied up by Tommy Hughes. Brown tracks it down. Lemieux's back up now. Hughes bumps him again. Domi has to come to help out his defenseman. He sends it out to center. Jake Godson. To Scheifele. Anthony Camara. Well, Matthias Niederberger's been so good for Barrie in this postseason, Sam, but he's getting an opportunity for a rest here.
Not a slow to get up. He was rattled after that hit.
Camara heads off. Backup goalie in for Barrie. The Knights going to the power play. So we think that's the insurance goal. It is 6-3 for London now with 7:49 to go in the third, and they're on the power play. Anthony Camara's in the penalty box. Alex Patinos, welcome to the game. The backup goalie for Barrie hasn't played in this postseason. So we've seen both backups in this game. Knights intended to play theirs. Jake Patterson, he's been good tonight. Matthias Niederberger has been excellent for Barrie. He's just getting a rest. Colts know there's likely going to be more hockey to be played. Max Domi. Well, he's done one lap. Still has it. Back to Matt. Right back to Domi. Using that speed. Slices it in front. Patinos blocked it. Domi has it again. Why not go for another circle? Max Domi. Quite a little keep away. Tries to tuck it in short side. Almost did. Patinos got enough of it and it went out of play.
Looked like a NASCAR the way he was running around there for a little while. But Alex Patinos is a second-round pick of the Barrie Colts who won an OHL Cup with the Toronto Marlies in 2010. And RJ, you and I have both watched him in the warm-up. he was tireless in his work. And for a guy who was quite certain he wasn't going to play, I mean, he hasn't played all playoffs long, so I give him a lot of credit for being ready in this situation.
Cody Brown sensing an opportunity, shorthanded, forces Mermis to leave it for Seth Griffith. Griffith, he picks it up another gear. He zips in over the Barrie line. Ryan Rupert, and goals on the power play for London. Griffith again. He opened the scoring. Early on, had the only goal in that first period. He had plenty since. Colts able to send it down the ice. 45 seconds to go in this night's power play. Patterson moves it ahead to Rupert. Catching the Colts on a change. Patterson's pretty good with the puck.
Yeah, he found Rupert last time and would have had the third assist if it had gone that far.
Alex Rogers. Kwiatkowski hustles into the corner. He won't get there before Rupert. Colts get it to the line. Mermis down low. Broadhurst to Rupert. Rupert with plenty of time. Ryan Rupert, another multi-point game for him. Seth Griffith has a goal and an assist in the game. Kamara's back on the ice. Barrie back to full strength, and he runs over Seth Griffith. And Griffith is down. Kamara's getting another penalty.
He's getting tossed, too. And you know what? You can ill afford to be that disciplined. You're in a good situation that even if you lose this game, the Barrie Colts, you're going to have a chance to go home and win it in Game 6. And as soon as he gets out of the box, commits another infraction against who will likely be a teammate in the next couple of years. He and Griffith have been at each other all night long, though.
Seth Griffith just back from a hand injury. That's tough, too, when a guy's coming out of the penalty box, not expecting to see somebody coming from that side of the ice. Well, Kamara's gone. We'll sort it out when we...
So you can ill afford to take out your frustrations in that regard.
5:43 to go in the third, a 5-minute major to Kamara, so Knights will be on the power play for pretty much the rest of this game. Certainly the concern for them is the health of Seth Griffith. First team All-Star in the OHL this year. Had a strong game tonight.
Better off to take the precautionary measure and remove him from this game.
You brought up a good point, Sam. It's certain things that can change series. Shot there by Athanasiou. And now the Knights have an opportunity to force a 6th game. Let's check out our save of the game, brought to you by MasterCard, proud to sponsor the MasterCard Memorial Cup, North America's toughest championship.
We've got to go to Jake Patterson. Had not started a game since March 17th, a span of 54 days. And while he was only tested with 7 shots in the first period, the shots have increasingly come from the Barrie Colts. Yes, he's given up 3 goals, but what he's done, number 1, is given his team a chance to win this hockey game.
Broadhurst gives it to Rupert. Josh Anderson getting some power play time. Moves it back to Harrington. Mermis. He won't shoot it. He sends it in deep. Scott Harrington. He knew traffic was coming. Rupert took a high shot. That whistled by the ear of Patinos. Harrington takes a shot. Comes slowly outside the line. Knights maintain possession. Broadhurst to Rupert. There's another high shot. That one's off the post by Anderson. Shooting gallery. Harrington sends it right back in. Rupert in front of the net. Anderson didn't handle it clean. Mason Fawcett found some open ice. Now he'll skate it. Short-handed. Fawcett's by himself. Fawcett hustles into the Knights' end. Goes down low, still with it. Ryan Finally, Murmas tracks him down. Barrie will send it back to Scott Harrington. There's the patience of the Knights captain. Fawcett trying to catch him. Can't do it. Harrington looking good on this rush. Back to Mata. Holy Mata back to Harrington. Harrington's been out there a while. Gomi gets it to Barrie. Barrie's pass. Harrington needed a change. He won't get it right now.
He's ready to tap out.
Barrie wants him to stay out there clearly. Gomi. He hustles in over the Barrie line. Puck knocked to the corner. Stephen Byers to the line. This is a 5-minute power play for the London Knights. Anthony Camara, 5-minute major and a game misconduct for charging. Hit Seth Griffith. Griffith has left for the dressing room. Camara's out of this game, and the question is, will he be around for next game?
I don't think so. And we were just touching on it before our save of the game. That could be a series-changing moment.
Well, Barrie needs him. One of their offensive players, of course, played with Team Canada at the World Junior Hockey Championships, so an elite player in the CHL.
The Zach Hall ailing. I mean, that's 2/3 of one of the top lines in the Canadian Hockey League. We've only seen Hall in one power play here in the third period. Other than that, has not played a shift since the first.
Theoret appears to be a little banged up, so some of these high-scoring forwards for Barrie thinning out a bit. Athanasiou, he's always dangerous. Puts one right on Patterson, steers it to the corner, and it goes out of play with 1:57 to go in the third period.
You look at Andreas Athanasiou, and obviously fired up to come in and play against his former hockey club. He's got a new lease on life since coming over to Barrie, and I think it's a situation where Dale Hawerchuk has really just left him to his own devices, to allow him to be creative, to allow him to be the lone man rush on occasion, and Athanasiou has responded extremely well this year.
And Connor chops it to the corner, takes a bounce off the dashboard from his knees. Bradford in front of Athanasiou, and he scores. Athanasiou continues to haunt his former club. A point in all 5 games. The Colts are within 2, but there's only 1:46 to go.
4th goal in this series. We talked about how dangerous he is, and as two Knights collide together, you'll see the puck come back out to the high slot. An excellent effort there by Bradford. Athanasiou on the backhand gets it by Patterson, and looks like we're going to get a timeout here.
A shorthanded goal for Barrie. Still 1:03 to go in this major to Anthony Camara, who's been ejected. And you never know. Dale Hawerchuk drawing something up now.
That's the 14th third period goal that Barrie has scored in this series. So, you know, we've seen this with London before, where they've had issues really closing out games, and what would look to be a comfortable lead at 4-1 coming into the third, Dale Hunter's team has relinquished. Now they got that shorthanded goal by Bo Horvat. How important is that goal right now?
Wow. That changed the game, because it was a power play for Barrie. They were pressing. Knights were on their heels. And that gave London a little burst that they needed.
2 goals in a $1.46 isn't undoable. But it's going to be a lot tougher without Zach Hall and without Anthony Camara.
This is still a power play for the Knights. They've been very conservative on this 5-minute major. It will end with 43 seconds to go in the game. So that's when Barrie will be back to full strength. They might go for broke here. Fatinos, he's heading to the bench. Extra attacker coming out for the Barrie Colts. That will make it 5-on-5 for the time being. For the next 40 seconds, we'll play 5-on-5. And then it will be a brief power play for Barrie, down by 2.
It's one thing that Barrie was able to do because the Colts were shorthanded. They were able to get it the distance of the ice and then go out and try and retrieve it. But with this face-off at center ice, they'll still leave Fatinos out on the bench.
Only 1:20 to go here in the third. Shifley's been good on the draws. Ekblad worked hard to maintain possession. Holy Mata has it. Slides it ahead, but it's picked off by Ekblad. He bounces it into the London end. Matta circles the net. O'Connor watching him. Anderson a chance to clear. He does. Anderson going for the open net. That's square off the post. That would have iced it for sure. Now only 10 seconds to go in the penalty to Anthony Camara. Zach Hall's serving it. He'll be back on the ice. This will be a face-off with 6 seconds to go in the penalty. 49.6 to go in the period.
This close for this thing to officially come to an end as Anderson has the sights set on the open net but can only draw iron. And then the Knights ice it.
49.6 to go. Horvat and Theoret on the draw. Horvat wins it. Matta takes over off the glass, clears the zone. Now with the goalie on the bench, 6 attackers out there for Barrie. And you know Zach Hall's hurting when he heads to the bench for somebody else, one of their top offensive players. Athanasiou throws it in front of the net. Bouncing puck. O'Connor moves it back to Theoret. He can't get a good handle for a shot. 20 seconds to go here in the third. Barrie's down by 2. They need one quickly. London's taking a penalty.
We'll go against Harrington off Athanasiou in the corner. As Athanasiou was going to retrieve that puck, Harrington got him with what looked to be a cross-check. You see the puck's flicked into the corner, and right there, he cross-checked into the back. Shouldn't factor much, but you never know the way this has gone.
Well, Barrie needs 2, and there's only 16 seconds to go. But it will be 6 on 4. Bradford and Horvat. They'll be the 2 on the face-off this time. Bradford wins it. Scheifele got to get it to the net. He does. It's in front. Taking a swipe at it. Doesn't get to the goal. Knocked out of midair by Ole Matta. That will clear the zone, and that will do it. Ryan O'Connor holds onto it at his own end, and there's the horn. The London Knights stave off elimination. There will be a Game 6 in this series.